The ghost in the machine. You are not inferior. All right, let's talk about something a little weird, something you've probably felt, but maybe never put a name to. Have you ever been in a store right here in Lekki and you've seen two products side by side? One is made in Nigeria, the other is imported. And there's this little voice in the back of your head, just a whisper that says the foreign one is probably better. Or have you ever heard someone switch to a flawless British or American accent and thought, wow, they sound so intelligent? It's a glitch, right? A weird little tick in our collective brain. We have this incredible, vibrant culture, this massive talent pool, this undeniable hustle, and yet there's this lingering shadow of doubt. This deep-seated feeling that local is somehow less than foreign. Where does that come from? It's not an accident. It's not a coincidence. It's a ghost in the machine. The ghost of an empire that packed its bag and left, but forgot to take its baggage out of our heads. See, we tend to think of colonialism as a physical thing. Soldiers, governors, flags, borders drawn on a map. And it was all of those things for sure, but that was just phase one. The real long-term project, the masterpiece of control, was psychological. The goal wasn't just to rule a territory, it was to conquer a mindset, to make a whole group of people believe, deep down in their bones, that their own culture, their own language, their own way of being was second class. Why? Because a person who believes they are inferior wouldn't just follow orders. They'll police themselves. They'll chase the approval of their oppressor. It's the most efficient system of control ever designed. You build a prison in someone's head and they will lock the door by themselves. This wasn't some fringe theory. It was a deliberate, calculated project. And a few brilliant thinkers who lived through it were the first to see it for what it was. They were like the detectives showing up to the crime scene, dusting off fingerprints on the psych. First, you have Frantz Fanon, a psychiatrist from Martinique. He was the one who put the patient on the couch. He wrote his incredible book called Black Skin, White Masks. His diagnosis: colonialism gives the colonized a kind of split personality. It forces you to see yourself through the eyes of the person who looks down on you. He said the colonized person feels this constant pressure to wear a white mask, to speak the right way, to adopt the foreign culture, to prove their humanity. It's a desperate, soul-crushing performance, and the tragedy is the mask never quite fits. Then there was Albert Memmi, a Tunisian writer. He looked at it like a toxic relationship. He said the colonized is trapped. They admire the colonizer for their power and wealth, but they hate them for their oppression. You're thought to want what they have, while simultaneously being told you can never truly have it. It's a psychological fog of war that can tear a person apart. But maybe the most powerful idea came from Ngugi wa Thiong'o, the great Kenyan writer. He wasn't looking at the mind or the relationship. He was looking at the weapon, the most effective weapon the empire ever deployed. And that weapon was language. He called it the cultural bomb. The cultural bomb, what an image. Thiong'o said its effect is to annihilate a people's belief in their own names, in their heritage, in their history. How do you do that? Well, the colonizers left a blueprint. Step one, hijack the education system. Forget the myth of the civilization mission. A British historian named Macaulay was brutally honest about the goal in India. He said the aim was to create a class of people who were Indian in blood and color, but English in taste, in opinions, in morals, and in intellect. You do this by making your history the only history that matters. Your heroes are the only heroes. Your books are the only literature. Every local is dismissed as primitive or folklore. You teach a child that to be smart, to be modern, is to be like the colonizer. The classroom becomes a factory for creating a compliant elite. Step two, weaponized language. This is the genius part. You make the colonial language, English, French, Portuguese, the language of power. It's the language of government, of law, of getting a good job. Then you punish children for speaking their mother tongue in school. You make them feel shame for the words that connect them to their family and their ancestors. You effectively sever the connection between a child's mind and their environment. Their world at home has one language, and the world of success and ambition has another. The local language becomes the language of the powerless. The cultural bomb detonates, creating a disconnect that echoes for generations. See, step 3, divide and conquer. Finally, you break people's trust in each other. You take a map, ignore thousands of years of history, and draw straight lines on it. You lump rival ethnic groups together and call it a country. Then you pick one group, give them preferential treatment, and use them to help you rule over the others. You create suspicion and resentment that will simmer for a century. After all, people who are busy fighting each other will never unite to fight you. Education, language, governance, it was a three-pronged attack, and it worked. So that's the history lesson. But this isn't about the past, because the prison once built stands for a long time. The ghosts of these strategies are all around us right now. Think about it. On the individual level, you have colorism, the idea that lighter skin is better. Where did that come from? It came from a colonial hierarchy that placed white colonizers at the top. It's a legacy so powerful. It fuels a multi-billion-dollar skin bleaching industry today. It's Fanon's white mask sold in a tube. At the national level, you have what some call cultural cringe. That's the source of that little voice telling you the imported product is better. It's why our blockbuster movies often feel the need to mimic Hollywood. It's why the brain drain happens. We raise brilliant minds, often in an educational system still based on a colonial model, and they feel they have to go to the West to be truly successful. The system taught them that success is over there, not here. And economically, a disaster. If everyone with money prefers foreign cars, foreign clothes, foreign films, how can local industries ever hope to compete? We end up in a cycle of dependency, exporting raw materials and importing finished goods, just like we did in the 19th century. It's neocolonialism with a friendly corporate face. It's the ghost in the machine whispering, "You're not good enough. What you have isn't good enough. You need us." So it's pretty heavy, right? It sounds like a trap with no escape, but it's not. Knowing how the prison was built is the first step to dismantling it. Seeing the ghost is the first step to exorcism. This isn't about blame. Okay, I'll tell you, exorcism means deliverance. Where the pastor puts a hand on somebody and say, you are delivered, your evil spirit to come out. Exactly. So that ghost needs to come out. Okay, let's go on. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. It's about debugging the code. And that debugging is happening. All around us. Every time a musician like Burna Boy or Thames takes our sound, our pidgin, our rhythm, and makes it global, they're rewriting the code. They're proving that local isn't just good enough. It's what the world wants. Every time a filmmaker in Nollywood tells a uniquely Nigerian story without trying to be Hollywood, they're debugging the system. Every time an author like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie challenges a single story, she's debugging the system. Every time you consciously choose to buy a product made in Nigeria, you are casting a vote. You are debugging the system. Decolonizing the mind isn't about rejecting everything foreign. It's about having a choice that isn't rigged from the start. It's about reclaiming the confidence to see ourselves in our own terms. To know that our history didn't start with the arrival of a ship. To know that our languages are not obstacles, but treasure. The psyche of empire is enduring. Yes, it's a stubborn ghost, but it's not invincible. It's a story we're told about ourselves. And the beautiful thing, the most powerful thing, is that we can choose right now to start telling a new story, a better one, our own. Okay, I know you loved this video. I know you enjoyed it, okay? And you can watch a lot more of it on YouTube at Popcentral TV, okay? And I want you to also follow us on all our social media spaces on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and everywhere. And one more thing, if you want to dig deeper, we have interactive webs. Also, if you want to read a lot more, we have full analysis where you can, all of that, you can get it on popcentraltv.com. And you know what? I want you to ask me to explain anything to you, okay? Just ask, and I might just find a way to do it. My name is Olayinka Obebe. Stay sharp.
Just so you know, this is for information only and not advice. Some details or policies might have changed by the time you're watching this.